Hello everyone, and today I'll be reading a multi-character listener by me. So let's get into it. Kazuha. Kazuha never really had to see you trembling, much less out of fear. And he knew he had no part in it. And yet you couldn't help but feel kind of guilty and protective over you. He would rush over to you, wrapping his arms around you and pulling you close to him, putting a hand in your hair to stroke it gently, asking you what's wrong and what you can do to help. That's when you tell him. That's when you cling to him, telling him you kept hearing noise when you were trying to sleep, and when you opened the door, you thought it was a criminal. Kazuha felt incredibly guilty for leaving you alone so late at night, but he had some things to get done, and he couldn't come back until it was past midnight. So as he was holding you, knowing the fact that you were trembling was all his fault, he felt guilt in his heart, and he knew he was going to make it up to you, and that was why he cuddled you until you fell asleep. And in the morning, he was going to make your day so much better, making you breakfast and spoiling you to no end. Just you wait and see. Albedo, when you came home late at night, he did not expect to come into the house and see you trembling on the couch. "Well, are you alright?" was what he said, and looking up at him, he nodded, not wanting to concern him. But then he just sighed. "What is it? You can always tell me. I'm just going to worry more if you don't tell me anything," he says at last. And that makes you cave and listen, and you tell him that you're feeling pretty cold. And even though you layered up, you still feel like you're freezing. That's when he sighed softly and wrapped you up in a blanket and got you a hot chocolate, something warm for you to drink, wrapped his arms around you as you drank it, holding you gently. And honestly, perhaps, that was the warmest you could have ever gotten, and in the sweetest, most caring way too. Venti actually didn't expect you to be so scared after a nightmare, but it just happened, I guess. And when he woke up and saw you trembling, curling up, he stared at you for a while before wrapping his arms around you, kissing your hair, and holding you gently in his arms, reassuring you over and over that he's right there by your side, that nothing can hurt you, not as long as he's there, protecting you and loving you, keeping you safe with everything that he has. He knows that you're scared, but he just wants you to trust him and to be able to feel safe, because seeing you so worried and so scared really tears his heart apart. Scaramouche. Scaramouche is such a sweetheart, even though he doesn't seem like it. So when he sees you trembling, he goes to your side in an instant, holding your hands and looking into your eyes, asking what's going on, what's wrong with you, and what happened to make you so scared. And that's when you tell him you had someone threaten you, because you and Scaramouche were close, and they wanted to get to him through you. He holds you close against him, stroking your back gently, with a dark, dark look in his eyes. "Don't worry, Ryan. I'll take care of it." And he does indeed take care of it, and you never hear from that person ever again. But hey, maybe they're not actually dead. Maybe you were just imagining things. Tighnari would be looking out for you whenever he can. So once he sees you trembling, he would be immediately worried, going over to your side and taking your hand, kissing your palm gently, and asking you what's wrong. And that's when you tell him that since he was yelling at someone, it made you really scared, and it feels you just struck him in the face, because this was something that made him very bothered. Not with you, Never with you, but with himself. Because he made you scared. Because of his own carelessness. And the way he didn't seem to notice your own feelings. And the fact that maybe you could have been gentler and not caused you any fear. And yet, this is what it has come to. He would sigh softly and wrap his arms around you, pulling you into a warm hug, and apologizing, promising you that he will never raise his voice around you again. And even though you tried to tell him it's fine now, and it was mostly due to the way that you were raised and the people that you've interacted with, he tells you he will do his best, and you should trust him on that. Xiao sees you trembling because you're fighting with a monster. He came a little bit too late, and that was because he was helping someone. But as soon as you yelled out his name, he was over to you in mere seconds. And he saw the way you were shaking, curled up on the ground, and the monster was mere inches away from your face. That's when he had punched it, and got rid of it in seconds. Then he looked over at you, the way you were so scared, so terrified, and guilt just kept clawing at his heart, making him feel like the most horrible person. And that was when he held you in his arms, kissing your forehead, and apologizing to you over and over, telling you that he didn't mean to actually be so late, and to see you get hurt like this, and promising you that you will do better, that he will show you that you are always his priority, and that he never meant to actually put anyone above you. Childe sees you trembling once at the mention of your father, and he gets really angry. Not at you, no, but at your family and the way they were so horrible, and totally undeserving of you. He would hold you in his arms then, trying to bring some comfort to you, to make you stop trembling so hard. And he would tell you that he is your family. You don't need such scumbags. He will always be around for you, and make sure that you're okay, and make sure that you're happy and able to smile, for as long as you could. So please, don't be upset, and don't be scared. He's got you, and no one will be able to hurt you ever again.